SIL made the difficult decision to leave her baby in my care so she could pursue a life filled with freedom and spontaneity. However, after living independently for several years, she's returned with her new fiancé, insisting that I return her daughter to her. To assert my position, I presented her with legal documents, which caused her to react with extreme distress. For the past 5 years, I've been dedicating myself to raising my husband's daughter, Abby, alongside our own children. Both my husband, a 32-year-old man, and I, a 32-year-old woman, have embraced Abby as our own, treating her as our daughter. Suddenly, my sister-in-law, Riley, a 25-year-old woman, reappears in our lives, demanding that I relinquish custody of Abby so she can reunite with her daughter and rebuild her family. It's important to remember to subscribe, like, and share this video to support my channel as we delve deeper into this emotional journey. To set the record straight, it was Riley who initially chose to give up her baby, and now that I'm steadfast in my decision to continue caring for Abby, she's causing a tremendous uproar. This situation has escalated to such an extent that I've begun to question my own actions and judgment. The entire ordeal began 5 years ago when Riley became pregnant with her boyfriend at the time. Their relationship wasn't serious, leading Riley to decide to keep the baby while her boyfriend opted to leave her, effectively ending their relationship. Given that my husband and I weren't particularly close to Riley, we weren't deeply invested in her pregnancy. About 2 weeks after Riley's baby was placed with us, my mother-in-law approached our home with a request. She needed us to care for the baby temporarily while Riley resumed her college studies. At that time, Riley was 20 years old and had to take a year off from college due to her pregnancy. Riley's family had plans to find an apartment near her campus and assured us they would return within a few days, so we agreed to help, thinking it would be a short-term arrangement. However, what was supposed to be a brief stay turned into a 2-month period of uncertainty. Riley and her family vanished, leaving us with Abby without any means of contact. We attempted to reach out through calls, texts, and even via mutual acquaintances, but to no avail. When my mother-in-law finally returned, she informed us that Riley had decided to permanently give up her baby. It turned out that Riley had left the country to pursue her free-spirited lifestyle, a decision she made after realizing she couldn't handle the responsibilities of motherhood. This revelation left my husband and me both shocked and angry, as we had not planned for another child and already had a 2-year-old toddler to care for. The ethical implications of Riley's decision were deeply troubling to us. My mother-in-law mentioned that she was willing to adopt Abby herself, but due to the loss of her husband a few years prior, she felt it wasn't the right time, citing her advancing age and the financial burden it would entail. These reasons seemed like mere excuses, and as a result, my husband chose to distance himself from her. After some contemplation, we made the heartfelt decision to keep Abby and raise her as our own daughter. With no contact from Riley and recognizing that she had essentially abandoned her child, we consulted a lawyer to understand the legal steps necessary for adoption. The process was lengthy and involved extensive paperwork, taking over a year to complete. Ultimately, we succeeded in legally adopting Abby after Riley's parental rights were terminated on the grounds of abandonment. Since then, Abby has been an integral part of our family, and everything seemed to be settling into a happy routine. 2 years ago, we were blessed with another daughter, completing our family of 3 children. Managing our finances required careful planning, but the joy and love we share with our children made every challenge worthwhile. Despite our dedication and the years we've spent nurturing Abby, Riley believes she has the right to reclaim her daughter now. About 2 weeks ago, she appeared at our doorstep with her new fiancé, announcing her intention to marry. Riley explained that she had no desire to undergo another pregnancy and viewed Abby as merely a possession rather than a living child. In response, I calmly asked for a moment to gather the necessary legal documents, which I then presented to her before firmly shutting the door in her face. Undeterred, she continued to shout and scream outside, but by that time, my husband was out with the children, sparing them from witnessing the confrontation. After firmly telling her that I would involve the authorities if she didn't leave, Riley finally departed. I believed this would be the final straw, given that Abby was legally adopted by us, leaving Riley with no legal standing to claim her back. However, Riley has been portraying herself as the victim, trying to tarnish my husband's and my reputation, and shockingly, some family members are beginning to believe her narrative. When my husband returned home with the children, I recounted the entire incident. Together, we decided not to let Riley's actions disturb our peace, but the situation has since worsened. Now, every member of his family is condemning our decision, insisting that we have no right to keep Abby away from her mother solely because we are attached to her. I struggle to convey that my bond with Abby is as strong as that with my biological children because, in essence, I am her mother. My husband shares this sentiment, and we have been defending our choices to the best of our abilities. Unfortunately, even my mother-in-law, who initially entrusted us with Abby, is now opposing us and urging that Abby be returned to Riley. This shift in allegiance seems driven by her own bitterness, as we had severed ties with her years ago due to her deceitful and unethical behavior. Despite our efforts to clarify the situation, Riley's manipulative tactics have swayed many of my husband's relatives, adding to the emotional strain we are experiencing. Recently, Riley took to social media to post an emotional plea, claiming that she regretted abandoning Abby 5 years ago and was now seeking to rectify her mistake by reclaiming her daughter. Her heartfelt message garnered sympathy and support from many, further isolating my husband and me as the antagonists in this saga. The backlash has been relentless, with family members hurling insults and accusing us of ruining Abby's life. The overwhelming criticism has led me to doubt my own decisions, making me feel like I'm losing my grip on reality. Legally, Riley has no grounds to challenge our custody, which is why she continues to pursue us in such a hostile manner. I'm reaching out to you all to hear your thoughts on my decision to refuse returning Abby to Riley after raising her with love and care for 5 years. In Riley's own words, she admits to making a significant mistake by abandoning her daughter to seek personal freedom. She speaks about her new relationship with Jacob, who has been supportive of her decision to reclaim her daughter and complete their family. However, Riley claims that Michelle, her sister-in-law, has seized this opportunity to take Abby as her own, leaving Riley feeling helpless and unable to regain custody. Riley expresses deep regret and asks for the community's support to bring her baby back home, highlighting her emotional turmoil and the pain caused by Michelle's actions. This post has fueled the ongoing conflict, painting Riley as a tragic figure while neglecting the truth of her initial abandonment and the subsequent legal actions taken to ensure Abby's well-being. As Riley's posts continue to manipulate public perception, my husband's family remains unsupportive, relentlessly attacking us for our decision to keep Abby. This constant barrage of negativity has pushed us to the brink, making us question our ability to handle the situation. I feel like I'm spiraling into madness, overwhelmed by the relentless pressure and the unfounded accusations from Riley and her supporters. Despite having no legal basis, Riley persists in her quest to dismantle our family, leaving us feeling vulnerable and isolated. I'm eager to hear your opinions and advice on how to navigate this challenging and emotionally draining situation. In Riley's update, she reflects on her past decisions and the fallout from abandoning her daughter. She acknowledges her desire for freedom and the impact of her choices on her relationship with Jacob and her daughter. Riley pleads for understanding and assistance in reclaiming her child, emphasizing her emotional struggle and the perceived betrayal by Michelle. This continued narrative from Riley only serves to deepen the divide between our families, further complicating the already strained relationships and legal battles that have ensued over the past 5 years. Overall, this journey has been filled with emotional highs and lows, legal battles, and strained family relationships. Through it all, my husband and I have remained committed to providing a loving and stable home for Abby and our other children. The constant challenges have tested our resilience, but our love for our children keeps us steadfast in our decision to keep Abby as part of our family. We hope that by sharing our story, we can find support and understanding from others who may be facing similar struggles. Thank you for taking the time to listen to our story. If you found this narrative compelling and want to support our channel, please remember to subscribe, like, and share this video. Your support means the world to us as we navigate these turbulent times and strive to provide the best life possible for our children.